A warm greeting. Today is Monday, September 11, 2023. This is meteorologist Ruben Garcia. In this video, I will be providing an update on the forecast related to Hurricane Lee, which threatens to impact the northeastern region of the United States and Nova Scotia. Additionally, I wanted to briefly mention that what was Tropical Storm Margot has strengthened into the fifth hurricane of the season. However, fortunately, it will maintain a northward trajectory without affecting land areas. We are also keeping an eye on two tropical waves designated as Invest 97 and Invest 98. There is a moderate probability that a tropical depression or tropical storm named Nigel may form later this week in the tropical Atlantic. If you want to know more details about the updated forecast for these two tropical waves, I invite you to search for a video I recorded earlier today, which is available on my YouTube channel. Now, let's focus on the region to the north of the Caribbean, where Hurricane Lee is located, maintaining its status as a Category 3 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 115 miles per hour. It is currently passing at its closest point, quite far to the north of Puerto Rico and northeast of the Dominican Republic. It has been generating rough seas across the northern Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. Hurricane Lee is undergoing another eye-wall replacement process, which will result in a broader circulation. As a result, the extension of tropical storm and hurricane force winds will be greater as it moves northwest and north over the next few days. In this graph, you can see the extension of tropical storm force winds in yellow and hurricane force winds in red. Over the next few days, the wind field will expand due to this eye-wall replacement currently occurring. However, tropical storm force winds should remain well to the north of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. There should be no direct effects from Hurricane Lee. These winds will continue to blow from the north, causing a prolonged wave event that will affect these regions over the next few days. Here is the projection from the European model. You can see that at least until Wednesday, waves between 10 to 15 feet in height are expected to affect the northern coasts of the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, and the Dominican Republic. Then, for the Turks and Caicos Islands and the Bahamas, waves between 11 to 13 feet in height are expected, impacting the region from Tuesday onwards, extending until Thursday. Let's take a look at the latest projections from the specialized path models. It appears that there is good consensus that over the next 36 hours, Lee will turn northward. It is still projected to pass west of Bermuda, but close enough for some tropical storm force winds and dangerous waves. As we move into the weekend, there is some uncertainty whether Hurricane Lee will move over the eastern United States or maintain a path towards Nova Scotia. However, the majority of models and the National Hurricane Center's forecast favor a trajectory towards Nova Scotia during the upcoming weekend. Nonetheless, it's important for residents of New England to remain vigilant in case Hurricane Lee deviates further to the left, as some models suggest. The most probable trajectory at this moment is towards Nova Scotia. Still, Lee's circulation will be extremely large when it crosses this area, so some tropical storm effects are expected along much of the northeast coast of the United States. This includes areas in the states of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New York. In terms of intensity, Hurricane Lee is likely to continue strengthening over the next 12 to 24 hours, followed by a gradual weakening process. However, it is expected to remain a major hurricane at least until Wednesday or Thursday. This weakening is due in part to the colder waters left behind by Hurricanes Franklin and Idalia, which have been moving through this region in recent weeks and have left slightly cooler waters. It is precisely this area that Hurricane Lee will be crossing, with cooler sea surface temperatures resulting in less available energy for the hurricane to intensify. This is why it is projected to begin weakening gradually as it approaches the northeast United States and Nova Scotia. Here is the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. It is expected to maintain a slow northwestward movement over the next 48 hours, followed by a turn to the north and a pass to the west of Bermuda. From Thursday afternoon, it is projected to move faster to the north. By Saturday afternoon or evening, it will be affecting the northeast of the United States and Nova Scotia. Let's look at the latest projections from global models. Here we have the GFS model with a northward trajectory over the next few days. It is expected to pass closest to the west of Bermuda during Thursday night and then accelerate towards Nova Scotia, where it is anticipated to arrive on Saturday morning. You can see how extensive Hurricane Lee's circulation will be, so some effects will be felt along the northeast states of the United States. The European model also aligns with a very similar forecast, passing just west of Bermuda during Thursday night or early Friday. Close enough for some tropical storm force winds. Then, moving near the northeast of the United States and over Nova Scotia between Saturday and Sunday. In addition to the wind and rain affecting this area, the waves will be very dangerous. For example, for Bermuda, waves of around 25 to 30 feet in height are expected, especially during Friday morning. As it moves northeast, waves between 15 to 20 feet in height are forecasted for the northeast United States, affecting the coasts of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New York. The waves for Nova Scotia could exceed 30 feet in height over the weekend. It seems that the most significant risk for Nova Scotia and the northeast United States will be the waves. Please take this into consideration and begin preparations if you live in a vulnerable coastal flooding area. The wind can also cause some problems, with hurricane force gusts likely to affect Nova Scotia. Here is the wind projection. You can see that Bermuda is expected to experience some hurricane force wind gusts of 60 to 75 miles per hour. A hurricane watch may be issued over the next few days. As Hurricane Lee moves northward and its circulation expands, tropical storm force winds can affect much of the state of Maine and parts of eastern New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. It is highly likely that a tropical storm warning or hurricane watch will be issued for the northeastern regions of the United States over the next few days. Well, that's all for this update. If you live along the northeastern United States and Nova Scotia, I encourage you to stay tuned for the development of Hurricane Lee. The same goes for residents of Bermuda, where although the center is expected to pass to the west of the island, some hurricane force wind gusts and extremely dangerous waves are expected between Wednesday and Friday. With that, I bid you farewell, and I'll be back with a new update tomorrow. Goodbye for now.